1377 3MP, Richard Stockman's Big Brunch. Back to you, Richard.
Thanks very much, John. John, it's time for The Craft, a very exciting segment over the last sort of month and a half. We've had Dom from The Craft come into the studio. Today we've got Sebastian's come into the studio. Good morning, Sebastian.
Good morning.
And yours is a very interesting area where what part of the business you're in. Just explain to our listeners where you are.
So my job is house distiller, and so that means I look after our distillery on Smith Street at Craft & Co, but it also means that I work with, other excited people. So our philosophy is, if you want to build your own distillery or build your own spirit brand, then take the first step with us. We'll show you how, and my job's to teach people and also to make great spirits. Okay,
and Sebastian, I should have probably asked this off air, but a house distiller. Now, do you don't have a little sip, or do you have a taste while you're working, or I guess that's a bit of a
no. You absolutely have to. Okay. So it's still the most accurate way to see what you're doing and to see, because the distillate is all clear. The ABV is very high. So really, what it's about, and it's not really sipping. It's much more about the aroma. So as we distill, and while the still's running, we'll be drawing off samples. We'll add water to release the aromas, and we'll be smelling it in a very critical way. Yes. So you don't generally add tonic to the gin you're distilling to test it. It's more about really being very technical about what flavours are coming through at this time.
It's really great for our audience to get this sort of insight of what you do. And the Craft & Co, and I'll just give the address there, 390 Smith Street in Fitzroy. The psyche that goes through that company is about, or say, growing in some parts, but also making is a big philosophy of the company.
Educating. Absolutely. And we see the craft spirit and the craft beer movement around Australia growing so much. And we look at it as any time someone chooses, when they walk into a bar or a restaurant or a bottle store, something Australian, they're supporting Australia. They're supporting the Australian economy, and they're supporting some really quirky, innovative, amazing people who are trying stuff. And we love that.
Really amazing, Sebastian. And Dom, over the past few weeks, has talked about food, particularly like salami, sausage making, so forth. But we're talking about the distillery. And look, it's very exciting. What you can do is, if somebody wants to come there or even really create their own brand, you can help them with that.
That's it, absolutely. We start with this idea of, if you want to create your own spirit, start with us. We'll show you how to distill. You can hire time at the distillery, and we can make spirit with you. And we also build and set up distilleries. So when your brand is going really, really well, we'll partner with you to build a distillery, to take you to the next step and build an export business and really, really take it all the way.
This is very exciting, and it's really good, because if you go back years and years ago, there wasn't that opportunity, even for somebody with vines that wanted to sort of make wine, or somebody that wants to make grappa. They had to sort of do something at home, but now they can do a few things, or they can come out to you, and you're going to put them the right way.
That's right. I mean, if you wanted to build a distillery tomorrow, you might be looking at about $250,000 before you've turned it on and found out whether or not your idea will work. So this way, you can come and work with us and work on a recipe, work on your R&D, build what your product might be before you have to make that capital investment. And it means that when you do build your distillery, you start your production, day one, rather than then going through, 3, 4, 6 months of R&D.
Very exciting. I'll better give you your details here before we do finish, Sebastian. The phone number at the Craft & Co is 9417 4755, 9417 4755, and that's the Craft & Co. You can get them at thecraftandco.com.au. 390 Smith Street in Fitzroy. You do it with gin. You also do craft beers as well.
Yeah, we do have a brewery as well, and Greg Mace is our head brewer. So people who want to, partner with us to create a craft beer, we would love to see you. And on the 15th of September, we have a distilling day for Artemis Gin, which is our first brand that we're helping bring to market, which is my own as well. And so on the 15th of September, if you want to see gin being made, come on down.
Very, very exciting. Greg's obviously another popular man. Thank you very much for coming in the studio today, Sebastian.
Great to be here.
On 1377 3MP, Richard Stockman's Big Brunch.